Boys, Vegista here. This is episode 5 of the vlog series for Untitled Druid Roguelite. This one's going to be pretty word dense, so we're going to try and keep it as succinct as possible. This will be about itemization and the gear that you can wear that we've currently got set up. So this is my inventory so far. It's in dire need of redesign, so we'll get there eventually, but I wanted to do this today. There are 5 kinds of gear that can drop in 5 different rarities currently. You've got a helmet, a chest, a legs, a ring. It was a weapon, but we changed it, so that's what the W is, and a trinket. Now, every piece of gear has at least 2 things. It always has health. It always has a main stat, currently. And then starting from the lowest tier, it also has always a secondary stat. From there, blues have, or rares have 2. Yellows have 3, legendaries have 4, and then uniques have 4 and an effect. And that's going to lead us into our next part of the series, which is the legendary effect section, I guess. So just to show you what's going on here, we've got the savage garb of the squirrel with constitution, 5 health, 10 strength, and 5 mana regen. In our blues, we've got the Savage Guard of the Lynx. Man, what's a savage? Constitution 4, Strength 6, Magic Find 3, Cold Damage 2. Let's pick something else. We've got here Savage Helmet of the Forest, Con 5, Strength 3, Nature Damage 9, Total Mana 2, Fire Damage 4. Savage Ring of the Druid, Con 6, Wiz 1, Druid Proficiency, kind of think of it like plus skills, Armor, Movement Speed, and Projectile Speed. And then I don't actually know what the effect is for this, so this could be... we've got the Wild Garb of the Walrus with 5 stats, and then its legendary effect is Living Bomb chains indefinitely. So we'll just go over to this section real quick. Currently starts at 50 health. That remains to be seen if that's going to stay the same. We've got total mana, 50, we'll see. Essence, think of that as your supplementary drop. If you kill something and you don't get an item roll, you get an essence roll. It's gold with a fancy name, which you'll be able to do. I've actually spent the last couple of days working on quote-unquote vendors, so we might be ready to show off a few of them very shortly. Into our main stats. The main stats are interesting because they are fairly generic, so I wanted to try and balance it, which is the first time you've heard that word, between the 3 in a single character based RPG. So Wisdom is going to give you a split of a few secondary stats, which we're looking at. It'll give you a percentage of elemental damage, of which we'll go into later, plus total mana. Dexterity will give you crit chance, classic, and movement speed. And then strength is crit hit damage and armor pen at the moment, I believe. We may be changing that later on. We're not looking at Diablo 3 levels of wild scaling. I want to keep the numbers like in the thousands tops. I think that's more readability and just easier for everyone to see. Druidic Proficiency will be one of your main scaling stats. It's very similar to your plus skills. I just think it's a nice, neat way of scaling you. Speed, classic, just how fast you can move. There'll be a few things to augment that. Health regen, mana regen, fairly basic. Crit chance, crit damage. I'm looking at capping out both of those at a certain number outside of legendary effects, so we'll see what I come up with there. Crush is your percentage armor pen. So you know, if you've got 30 crush and a boss has 100 armor, all of a sudden they have 70. Sever is your flat armor pen. So if you've got 10 Sever, but a low level enemy only has 10 armor, all of a sudden they've got 0 and you're pumping them. It's going to sort of scale depending on the enemy type you're up against, and I think we'll work it out to where a nice balance of the two will be most beneficial. Fire damage, physical damage, cold, and nature are the 4 current elemental damages in the game. Everything is one of those, and everything will scale off one of those. Armor, which is obviously your armor, we're looking to cap it out at under 100 because 100 is 100% protection, and that ain't living Barry. Totem radius, one of the spells is actually the totem I think I showed off with the slowing. That'll increase the size of that one. Projectile speed, a lot of the projectiles I have shown off, and that will give them more velocity, I guess. And then magic find, which will increase your chance to get better quality gear across most facets of the game. I think that's going to be, so including vendors and stuff like that, but we will work that out later on down the road. That'll be everything for itemization. I think next we're going to move into legendary effects, which could be real fun. So anyway, thanks for watching, mateys.